Hello there.
What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another How to Master's Guide in Star Wars Battlefront 2. And today we're going to be looking at the famous General Kenobi.
And before we get started, I want to thank you guys for getting me to 500 subscribers. Now I'm only halfway from getting 1,000 subscribers. So thank you guys for letting me get this far. Now let's get straight into the video.
As usual, let's start off with the basics that are his appearances, emotes, and victory poses.
Hello there. Your move. The strongest defense is a swift and decisive offense. Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Next up we have his abilities, that are Defensive Rush, All-Out Push, and Restrictive Mind Trick. Defensive Rush. Obi-Wan will rush forward swinging his lightsaber, deflecting any attacks and damaging enemies in front of him. All-Out Push. Obi-Wan will unleash a powerful Force blast in an area directly in front of him, damaging and sending his opponents tumbling backwards. This ability can be adapted based on the situation you find yourself in. Hold down the button to increase both the range and width of this ability. Restrictive Mind Trick. When used, all opponent abilities in front of Obi-Wan will be disrupted. During this time, no abilities will be available. This also includes dodges. Now we are going to be testing the offensive and defensive capabilities for Obi-Wan Kenobi's basic attack, blocking, abilities, and more. First up we have his basic attack, and one swing of the lightsaber will do 130 damage. Correct me if I'm wrong, it's the highest base damage of any light side saber user. And from the behind it will do 150 damage, killing all infantry classes but the heavy class. And before we move on, I heard that General Grievous doesn't deal 372 damage from the back no more, since the November update, and I want to confirm that it doesn't deal that much damage anymore, but I do believe it's a glitch because Kenobi has an damage increase if he hits someone from behind. Also, it was never mentioned in the community transmission. Onto his abilities. First up we have All-Out Push, and this ability will do 180 damage, killing the Assault, Officer, and Specialist class but leaving the Heavy class at 20 health points, and if you charge up to All-Out Push it will still do 180 damage. Next up we have Defensive Rush. This ability has two damage outputs variants, similar to Grievous's Claw Rush. Its first damage output variant will do 140. And if you do the second damage output variant will do a total of 200 damage, killing all 4 infantry classes. To do the second variant, all you have to do is to press your attack button right when you hit your enemy with the Defensive Rush. And with the Forward Star card equipped, it will increase the damage for Defensive Rush by 40, dealing 180 damage for the first variant. And for the second variant it will deal 240 damage, almost killing a buffed officer, leaving them at 10 health points. Last but not least we have Restrictive Mind Trick. This ability has half the duration of Ray's Mind Trick, but if you equip the Think It Over Star card, it will increase the duration of the ability by 1.4 seconds.
For the wrong side.
Now on to the defense ability for Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan has the best base stamina in the game and also has a star card to increase his stamina even more, called Perfect Defense, which reduces stamina drain by 40%. Here's a side-by-side testing with Kenobi without the Perfect Defense on the left, AMD with the star card on the right. Defensive Rush also blocks blaster fire. And if you put the Critical Deflection star card, it will increase the damage of the blaster shots deflected by Defensive Rush by 40.
Sorry for the mess.
Next up is the range for all-out push and restrictive mind trick, and the clips on the left is ones without any star cards equipped and the ones on the right with star cards equipped.
Alright then, nothing too.
Now on to Obi-Wan Kenobi star card setup. He has a lot of good star cards that are useful, but I'll be showing you the best 3 cards to use in both Galactic Assault and Heroes vs. Villains. The first star card you'll unlock is Jedi Resilience, and should be the first one you'll buy. When you max out this card, it will increase your health regeneration by 100. The second star card you must have on for Galactic Assault is the Health on Kill star card, Jedi General. Whenever you defeat an enemy trooper, you'll regain 20 health. And if you defeat an enemy hero, you'll regain 100, if fully maxed out. For the third slot, I'll run the Forward star card, that deals 40 extra damage to the enemy, or I'll run the Critical Deflection card to increase the damage of the deflected blaster fire by 40, on open maps like Crate or Geonosis. Or maybe you want to use one of Kenobi all-out push star cards for the third slot, but my main Galactic Assault star cards are Jedi Resilience, Jedi General, and Forward. For Heroes vs. Villains or Hero Showdown, I will still use the Jedi Resilience star card. The Jedi General is optional, but I run it most of the time, and for the third slot I'll use the Think It Over star card, that increase the duration of the ability by 1.4 seconds, very effective towards blaster heroes like Bosk and Iden. Maps like Kashyyyk, I would run the Quick and Focus star card, that reduce the charge up time for all-out push by 0.50 seconds. Obi-Wan Kenobi is a fun hero to use. Most of his abilities work with the obsession of all-out push. Kenobi feels way better to handle than General Grievous did when he came out. Obi-Wan is a god when it comes to blocking. He can deflect blaster fire very accurate back at the enemy very well, which you can't with any other hero unless you use Luke's Deflection Mastery star card that makes him deflect blaster fire super accurate. Obi-Wan is also decent at attacking as well. He's not as fast as other saber users, but his damage per swing deal 150 if you manage to hit your enemy from behind. The main ability you should be using in Galactic Assault is his Defensive Rush, and his all-out push. Restrictive mind tricks can be saved for Heroes vs. Villains or Hero Showdown. The animation of the ability leaves him quite vulnerable, and the duration of the ability wears off too fast. The maps that will favorite you the most are Takodana, Star Killer Base, Naboo, Kamino, Yavin 4, Death Star, Endor, and Tatooine. And maps that you probably don't want to use Kenobi on are Geonosis, Crate, Hoth, and Kashyyyk. I'm not saying you're unable to use him on those maps, it's just more of a challenge to an average player. Overall, I would rate Obi-Wan Kenobi a 7 out of 10. Let me know what you rate Kenobi in the comment section. And hey, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, or if you didn't, dislike and comment why. If you are new to the channel and you want to see more guides like this one, subscribe today. As of the making of this video, we have reached 500 subscribers, so I want to thank you guys for getting me this far. I don't do goals that much, but if we are able to reach 1000 subscribers by the end of February, I will do a face reveal. Once again, thank you guys for 500 subscribers, and may the force be with you always.
Come, my allies. Will you join me?